Go on, you're on.
Evening, everybody. Welcome to our second little Sunday evening soiree. Just a few songs. I'm going to start off with most of the songs are place and places in the northeast. I'm going to start off with one written a long time ago about North Road Station in Darlington, which is beside the site of the earliest railway station in the world on the Stockton and Darlington line. I used to go there train spotting when I was 11 or 12. This is circa 1960, and see the old engines coming home to die because there was a scrapyard beside the station. And the station was very run down. It's a museum now, but this is Slow Train Going, it's called. To the railway station in the morning, see a crowd of laughing people go. Excursion on the branch line down to Saltburn, running today and every ticket sold. And the train comes steaming in, her brasswork gleaming bright, on a summer morning long ago. But today it's peeling paint and crumbling brickwork, as I stand alone here in the evening blue. In the summer dusk the moths are dancing round one last gaslight in the waiting room. Torn posters on the walls for the seaside resorts no one takes the train to anymore. For the iron road runs to its end, the travellers all reached home. The station master packed his bags, the final whistle blow. All in a dream, through the smoke and steam, from the platform end I saw the 3:15 a-calling out to return no more. Locomotive standing in a siding by the station wall, blackened with soot and grime. 50 years ago she was the flower of the London and North Eastern line. Now just one journey left to the breaker's yard, ashes to ashes, rust to rust. For the iron road runs to its end, the travellers all reached home. The station master packed his bags, the final whistle blown. All in a dream, through the smoke and steam, from the platform end I saw the 3:15 a-pouring out to return no more. Sometimes I dream, I lie awake in the darkest hour just before the day. Faint upon the breeze I hear the pounding of a steam train somewhere far away, running on through the night, running on into time, now just a memory, nothing more. For the iron road runs to its end, the travellers all reached home. The station master, he packed his bags, the final whistle blown. All in a dream, smoke and through the steam from the platform end, I saw the 315 pulling out to return no more, to return no more. Railway history. Well, I think now I'll go back to something a bit older. In fact, the Roman Wall, very big thing if you live in Northumberland. This is written when we lived at Riding Mill, because the first line is, I live by the river here in the Green Valley, midway between the high fells and the sea. And where we're living here in Otterburn is rather near the high fells. Anyway, it's about the Roman Wall, but the third verse is about walls in general and why we built them. Sort of fade in. Midway between the high fells and the sea. Times and seasons of man and of nature, they ebb and flow and roll over me. There was a time, this was the edge of an empire. Romans came from the southern lands, made the devastation though they called it peace. That peace was held in an iron hand. Far from their homes in France and Spain, how their mercenaries cursed our winter chill, pulled their cloaks around them as they gave us sword point encouragement to make us build. And we built the wall. We built the wall. We built the wall. We built the wall. We were not fools, we did not rise up against them. There were livings to be made in those frontier towns, burnt a little incense as the custom required, did as we were bidden for a while. We bowed down. So for 7 miles they patrolled the line, from the Tyne to the Solway Sand. For 3 centuries their beacons blazed across a weary land, divided by the wall, by the wall, by the wall, by the wall. Here in the Green Valley, but the ghosts of the legions fade with every dawn. Their wall tumbled stone with the grass growing over, but the shape-shifting empire is always being reborn. Oh, but I look for a country that does not need borders, where peace is not held with the sword and the gun, no longer inside, no longer outside, where broken and fractured mankind can be one without a war, without a war, without a war, without a war. I live by the river, here in the green valley, midway between the high fells and the sea. Times and seasons of man and of nature, they ebb and flow and roll over me, roll over me, roll over me. The war. Right, come on. Best part of 1,000 years more up to date. This is a fairly recent song. I haven't written very much recently, but this was written just a bit over a year ago. It's of Elsden Church. When we moved up here, it's one of Elaine's churches. And it was just thinking that so much has gone on there. You know, the walls are reddened from being burned by the Scots. It was being made defensible. It's had an awful lot happen there. A lot of stories to tell. And it's just about the people who go to church and the variety that they are, and the breadth of the Church of England, maybe. It's called Within These Walls. Some who come here wearing masks, some cast them aside, some queue to view the coffin, some meet to greet the bride. Some are wise as little children, some are unwise as the old, some bent beneath the stories that have never yet been told, and some will bless their fortune, some will curse their pain, some will lay down burdens, only take them up again. Some find the scales fall from their eyes in unexpected light, some only find the door where Judas stole out in the night. Within these walls, within these walls, within these walls, within these walls a river rolls, within these walls all time unfolds, within these walls all human souls are fellow travellers on a road that takes us where we do not know, leads us where we could not go, that made us what we were, and that makes us what we are today. There are some arrive right early, some just slip in late, some clutching invitations, some just acquiesce to fate, some are eager seeking heaven, some are fearful fleeing hell, some lovers of their neighbours, some just lovers of themselves, and some will come to celebrate, some will come to mourn, some come to find a sepulchre, some come to be born, the noble and ignoble, the sincere and insincere, all may fall yet, all may rise, and all are welcome here, within these walls. worlds all time unfolds. Within these walls all human souls are fellow travellers on a road that takes us where we do not know, leads us where we could not go, that made us what we were, and that makes us what we are today. Within these walls. Right, one more song of place. So this is a bit more recent. This is about coal mining. There's quite a lot of songs about coal mining. Some are saying how wonderful it all was, and others saying how dreadful it all was. This is a song written for a friend who was involved with Greenpeace in a protest against proposed open cast mining at Druridge Bay. And he wanted me to write a song. It's always very difficult. I got a few lines, then just seized up and I couldn't. And then that was in 2009. Then 6 years later I went back to it, and as happens, the rest of the song came. So it's really saying that going back to coal mining with what we know now is probably quite a bad idea. And it's called Let the Black Seam Sleep Under the Hill. The girders and the gantries have all rusted. The wheels that spun against the sky are still. The old men passing one by one, bowed down by weight of years. The lines are pulled up, all the shafts are filled. The architects and planners still playing out their games. They think they hold our future in their hands. There's some things they can't change, some scars they can't erase, scars across the people and the land. The smoke that shrouded heaven has been cleared by the wind. The stream down in the valley running clean. Young woods growing up on soil spread out across the slag. The grey replaced now by the creeping green. Oh, but not all things return to what they were before. But only time will tell the mounting cost of the day we burned the very ground that lay beneath our feet for short-term gain and unknown long-term loss. Let the black seam sleep beneath the hill. Let the earth rest heavy in these fields. There are ghosts that rise unquiet. There are wounds that never heal. Don't go back. Don't go back. Please don't go back. Distance, but no distance can unwrite words once written in the stone. Though the wars that shook another generation, just newsreels on the screen now, past and gone. All we ever did was expedient in our eyes. When the world was one we could lay claim to own, but all along the truth was we just borrowed. Now who can pay the interest on that loan? So let the black seam sleep beneath the hill. Let the earth rest heavy in these fields. There are ghosts here, rise unquiet. There are wounds that never heal. Don't go back. Don't go back. Please don't go back. and trees have all rusted. The wheels that spun against the sky are still. The old men passing one by one, bowed down by weight of years. The lines are pulled up, all the shafts are filled. Don't go back, don't go back, please don't go back. Right, and to finish with, because there's only probably to you thankfully, short soiree, a song to do with evening. If you saw my post on Facebook, I got a very nice sunset picture the other night. This is a good place for sunsets, especially reflected in the River Reed. This is a sunset song called Last of the Light. Once so bright, now swiftly fade. This old earth rolls onwards into night. One more mile before us on a worn and weary road. So walk with me. Won't you walk with me through the last of the line? The foxes are asleep deep in their dens. The wild birds are safe in the branches high. Each and every one of them untroubled take their rest. Not you, my love. Not you, my love. Not you nor I. Sand once marked out passing time, but now the sand and time together take their flight. The night comes when no man may work and every eye is blind. We must walk by faith. We must walk by faith and not by sight. These words I speak, they struggle and they strive, all to form the sentences which I would frame. Stay with me in the darkness here. Stay with me, stay this weeping fear. For all our world grows old and strange. The colors, once so bright now, swiftly fade. This old earth rolls onwards into night. One more mile before us on a worn and weary road. the light, through the last of the light. Good night. See you next week.